Resident Evil 8 is a story about family. If your family fucking dies, you play as Ethan Winters, an indestructible edgelord hell-bent on saving his daughter from the clutches of this hot vampire mommy. Wait, what? She's not in the full game? Just the second area? 1 week after I was done crying about this, I manned up and booted the game. The game starts you off in the comfort of your own home until Chris walks in full of steroids and homicidal tendencies. You're conveniently dragged into a car crash where you wake up and walk into a haunted village. You ask yourself, why the hell is Ethan so damn unlucky? Then promptly he's attacked by werewolves and they chew off his fingers. You fight them for 15 hours on hard mode without making any progress, realizing that this game isn't really that fun when you have to actually try. Quickly you switch it back to normal and now you're having a blast. Ethan goes into a castle because why not, and gets attacked by none other than Nicolas Cage cosplaying as a bloodborne hunter. He drags you to where all the other bad guy characters are and your eyes only focus on one person. She's here. She's finally here. Nothing else matters anymore. Except being chased by an army of lichens. After dying multiple times to this goddamn thing, you enter the classic Resident Evil setting. A terrifying house that was made by an absolute lunatic. Seriously, is it the same person who designs all these houses in this universe? Why are there so many damn puzzles? You deal with Lady Booba and her daughters, and after committing some casual family side, Dommy Mommy starts chasing you throughout the building. She's huge, terrifying, and I let her catch me multiple times just for the hell of it. Oh yeah, your hand gets cut off. Again? Thankfully, Ethan has some trusty Mountain Dew. What a legend. He uses that gamer fuel power to take out all the other potential waifus who are covered in blood, shit, and God knows what. Kind of disgusting, but if you're into it, it's very sad. But that's okay because we still have Lady Demetra. Oh my god! I don't want to kill you. After a day of emotional pain, I get back to playing. Ethan is now 10 times more edgy and ready to kill everyone.
You'll pay if I find out this is a lie.
The jolly old merchant helps us out because he's a filthy capitalist who is satiated by nothing but greed and food. Did I mention you can cook now?
Come up with a new recipe.
You must now find all the severed parts of your daughter and summon her back like she's mother flipping Exodia. Naturally, to do this, you have to beat all the lords that serve under Lady Miranda. Our first target is a weeaboo that lives up in the mountains. We must destroy all her anime figurines to defeat her. She counters this by taking away all of our weapons and having a giant goddamn fetus chase us throughout the house. Hiding under the bed like a little bitch is the way to go. After you stab her multiple times with a pair of scissors, you are now ready to go back into Lichen Hell. Pretty short section, but hands down the scariest. Our next target is an incel who has mommy issues. He lives in a basement under the ground, colloquially known as a mine, and all day he sits in front of the TV watching live streams. We sneak up to him and steal back our daughter's legs. Yes, it's that easy. Now we just leave and oh god, no. After a series of unfortunate events and Chris acting like a psychopath again, we finally fight the incel in his final form. He becomes this shark thing. Shoot him with a few grenade launchers and you should be okay. Oh god, why? It's all worth it because Ethan can pull off this absolute killer of a line.
In death as he was in life. Disgusting.
God damn it, I love Ethan. As you're leaving, Nicolas Cage starts the live stream and asks you to hand deliver your Twitch Prime. Ethan, being the gullible idiot that he is, marches over there to confront the failed Hollywood actor. Instead of facing the last lord, you end up in a test of pure skill and willpower, meaning you're gonna have to shoot things. A lot. After losing all your ammo and feeling like you finally mastered the game, it's time to move on to face Nicolas Cage himself. You go into his factory and he tries to cut you a deal, asking you to join forces to take down Lady Miranda once and for all. Ethan, being the absolute moron that he is, just refuses and you're kicked down a hole in the ground where you get chased by a lichen with a propeller head. Fun times, until you realize that the game has run out of ideas for monsters and now just throws a bunch of Iron Mans at you. Seriously, some of these lichens have jetpacks or some shit. Remember how I said you mastered the game? Well, you didn't, because this game is actually a turn-based RPG now. In all seriousness, this area fully explores the aspects of being a survival horror, for whence I felt like I was running out of bullets and constantly backtracking or getting lost. After you kill the propeller dude, you're now ready to fight Nicolas Cage. It's like that scene in Face Off, except instead of a face swap, Nicolas Cage becomes a Gundam. Psych, you don't get to fight him. You're kicked down another hole because that's Ethan's thing now, and then you're confronted by Chris Redfield. Chris informs you that the person he shot in the beginning was not Mia, but in fact it was Lady Miranda who was disguised disguised as Mia because she couldn't resist Ethan's sexy jokes. Chris then tells Ethan he didn't want him involved because he's a civilian. Are you sure, Chris? Are you sure this person is normal? Of course, Chris, being the irresponsible dick that he is, tells Ethan to take this death machine outside and give her a good old spin, completely contradicting his point about civilians. Ethan, being the lovable dork that he is, takes the machine outside and confronts Gundam Cage. An epic battle ensues, and of course, Ethan wins. Man, Ethan is really strong, you know? He does so much and is able to take out these incredible enemies like it's nothing. I can't believe how far he's come and how reliable he is. Right after this, Ethan dies. Seriously, they just kill him. I had no time to shed tears, so I kept on playing. Remember how we all thought that Ethan was really strong? Well, in the next section, you understand that Ethan is a scrub in comparison to Chris. When you play as Chris Redfield, mowing down lichens like they're nothing and taking almost no damage, you sort of understand why he could punch boulders. I think it's a smart move on the game's part, just so it can humanize Ethan by making Chris seem way more overpowered. And there's also the fact that Ethan is kind of dead. I like how Resident Evil 7 makes you feel like a normal dude in a bad situation by making the challenges seem like they could be tackled by a human. And in Resident Evil 8, you feel like a normal dude because everyone else isn't normal. But did you know that Ethan is not a normal dude? Chris runs into Mia, who shares the shocking revelation that Ethan has powers. I would have never guessed that, seeing as how Ethan could always reattach his hands and survive falling down every fucking hole in the game. What a twist. Before we head into the ending, let me make the lore masters happy. Yes, I did see that Spencer used to play Hide the Salami with Lady Miranda, and that he was inspired to start Umbrella because of her, and he found his logo lying around in the ruins. Quite frankly, it does feel like it's a cool concept, but also kind of forced. Like, I get why it's cool, but it doesn't really change much in the story. Anyways, moving on. Evelyn uses Phoenix down on Ethan, and he wakes up in the back of the merchant's carriage. We share one last moment of feeling safe with this big hunk of man, and then we go forward to confront the final boss. God, I'm gonna miss that thick bastard. The final boss is the easiest boss you'll face in the game, as she should be. I didn't save up all this ammo for nothing. All the trials and errors you've come to face boil down to this final showdown, and you get to take out all your frustrations and ammo on her. Beautiful fight. When the fight is over and Rose is safe, Ethan starts to crumble because he's also made out of goop. I might have missed a story beat here. I do know that it's revealed that Ethan died in the baker's house, but why did he keep it together for 3 years after? Why die now? Did he just come back for one final showdown? Not really important, but if someone can tell me in the comments, that would be cool. For the first time in the game, Chris tries to save Ethan, but it's too late. We get to see an emotional farewell that wasn't really earned between these two characters, and Ethan ultimately sacrifices himself to save everyone. Chris escapes with Mia and Rose in the plane and keeps on pretending to care despite him acting like an absolute jackass for the entire game, and then they fly away to safety. There's also a setup for another game that might have Chris as the main character, but we don't care anymore because Chris is a jackass. Legendary, but still a jackass. There is an end credits scene that shows us the future that Rose gets to live. Apparently she's being used as a bioweapon by the government? I don't know. This is where I start to dislike the story when it comes to Resident Evil. Anyways, rest in peace, Ethan Winters. Now, what did I think of the game? I would be lying if I didn't think this was the best Resident Evil game ever. Not only does it borrow the best mechanics of previous titles, but it also knows exactly when to switch up gears in terms of atmosphere. One moment you're in an action game, the next you're being chased by a horrifying creature, and then the next you're in a psychological horror. And finally, it's all just one big survival horror experience. It's fun, scary, and with a lot of content to explore. The only downside that I can see to this game is that it's just a tad bit longer than it should be, but I'm not complaining. I didn't dislike how long it was, but I think I'd be hesitant to jump right back into it. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.